You negotiated the company's stake in Vice. What's that relationship about? Where do you think Vice and A&E can work together? And then I have a follow-up for you.
I mean, I think it's a passive relationship. I mean, we don't, obviously a 10% stake does not buy you operating control of a company. As much as I tried to negotiate for that, it didn't go well with Shane. You know, we want to learn from them.
Yeah.
They are, you know, I saw the consolidation of the production companies sort of happening, and these astronomical prices that were being paid for companies that we work with that don't own any of their content. You know, we've been looking at studios that sort of put themselves on the market, take themselves off the market. We looked at agencies, and then in Vice, I saw all of it in one. I saw a studio, I saw a content creator, I saw an agency, I saw a distributor. And, you know, we want to learn from them, and they're talking to a generation that, you know, we're struggling to connect to, and I say the we as the royal we, I think as an industry. Some people like to think that, well, they just don't watch television. I would counter that. We also don't give them a lot of good television.
Really? I mean, because I mean, that's one of the narratives now, that there is a plethora of good television, but
I think in
it's
that
hard to
authentic,
find
sort of bold voice, it's they don't have as much as, you know, the 45-year-old woman has.
That's true. That's true. But do you think, I mean, there's a narrative among analysts that Vice is overvalued?
Possibly, but I think in this kind of market, you know, everyone thought that it was overvalued when Fox invested.
Good point. Good point. So when you're looking at things that they're doing, not just, I mean, they've connected with that audience because they have this sort of gonzo approach to journalism. They're this sort of new thing. Do they risk becoming not the new thing as?
Well, I think they're broader than people think. You know, I would also remind the room that they're a 20-year-old company that started out as a magazine.
Right.
And that is a pretty significant evolution. And that takes commitment and intelligence and business savvy to do that. You know, they were less interesting to us as a news organization, but more interesting in the verticals that they have. They have, you know, Munchie and the fashion and Noisy. And if you look at their entire portfolio, just in that one company, they look like a little cable portfolio.
Right, they do.
And they're getting it right. They're doing just good enough, you know, to sort of continue to grow, and they're getting more and more sophisticated with their content production and their quality with each passing month, and the data that they have is very interesting. Also, the relationship that they have directly with clients, advertising clients. You know, they've in a very sophisticated manner sort of gone around the agencies. And that direct relationship is very powerful, and I think one that we'd like to learn more from.
Isn't that how most of their revenue is derived? Those relationships. I mean, that's the wrap on them, is that content-wise, it's you know, it's minuscule or small, a lot smaller than people think on, you know, just a cursory examination, but that where their power is in
I mean, for me,
native
the power is the international scope of them. You know, we are an international company and a global brand, and they are as well. And I think brand, I mean, it keeps coming back to brand. Do you want to invest in someone that's buying traffic and aggregating views with no clear thread, or do you want to buy something or invest in something that is a very clear proposition with, it comes back to the first comment of the quality of the audience, not the quantity. I know who they're talking to, they know who they're talking to, and that's I think in growth, that's a better play than quantity alone.